I don't know what just happened. It literally just made my life out of nowhere. But okay, we still here. Everybody that's in the live, share it. Share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. What's up, Coco? What's up, Janelle? What's up, everybody? Yeah, I can't believe it either, and that's what we're going to talk about. Because, you know, I can go on live or I can make content where it doesn't involve the ops. See, the ops can't do that. They have to talk about me to have content. Me, I don't need to. So we're going to talk about something that actually matters. And we're talking about women's rights. Because it matters. This is the chart right now. As of today, since this morning, since ROE V Wade was overturned, look at the states where it is no longer accessible to have an abortion. Yellow states are restricted before viability. And then the blue states are legal through viability. This is my main account. So what legal through viability means, from what I believe, even though, you know, the ruling is that abortions are technically illegal, they are still accessible in certain states with certain restrictions. Does that make sense? So all blue states basically is protected. Basically. So I live in Jersey, so it's protected for my daughter, for Kim. California, Washington State, Nevada, New Mexico, Colorado. But if you live in those orange states, I am so sorry, man. I'm so sorry for y'all. Like, this sucks. This sucks. I can't sit here and tell you guys how to feel. I can't sit here and advise you to do anything. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. And I don't have a uterus. So my opinion really don't matter. My advice don't matter. But I can give advice to the men. Fellas, if we're going to sit here and raw dog women and get them preggo and not care about getting them preggo, for the very least, at least have a vasectomy. If you don't literally have no intention of raising your child, if you literally have intentions of getting women pregnant and then putting them in a position where they can't choose what to do with their bodies, do the right thing and get a fucking vasectomy. No, you see, it's not really white women's problems. It is all women's problems, but it is mostly white women's faults. And I'm not trying to do the blame game, not right now, not after this decision was just made. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to give you an honest answer. This is not women of color's fault. This is not women of color's fault. Women of color, specifically black and indigenous women, have been telling white women for centuries to do something about these white men. And y'all didn't listen. And now look what happened. White women, you guys put your race before your womanhood. I repeat, you put your race before your womanhood. But that does not mean that women of color are not getting affected. It doesn't mean women of color can't do something about this. They've been doing it, and they're going to continue to do this. Men voted on this. Who put those men in power to do so? Because I can name a statistic right now. Who put those men in power to do so? You guys are blaming white men. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Who put those white men in power to do so? No, not other men. Sorry, 53% were white women. White women.
I want to point. Hey guys, it's Kim. I want to point out that for men, just to let you know that men who get vasectomies are more liable to have a safer vasectomy than it is for women to get their tubes tied. It is also reversible, and they do freeze the sperm in case that you and your spouse do consider want to having a child in the future. It's better for men to actually get better protection versus having to force women onto drugs, having to force the pill, having to force the shot, having to force any type of stuff that we have to put in our bodies that endanger our health versus a man just getting a vasectomy so that way we wouldn't have this issue anymore.
Exactly. I'm actually thinking, well, not yet, because I want to have kids with Kim one day. But if me and Kim ever be blessing a child to this planet after that fact, I am definitely I'm done. That's it. I'm getting a vasectomy expeditiously.
Because it's reversible for you, but for women, it's very rare that we can have a reverse.
So, fellas, if you really give a shit about women, especially your wives or your girlfriends, because now let me tell you something. You see those orange states like Texas, like Oklahoma, Louisiana, those states, it's not just them banning abortions. It's not just banning it. Certain states now are going to require that you ask the man you are with permission, whether he's a deadbeat baby dad, whether he's a cheating ass boyfriend, whether he's a horrible husband. You have to ask that man you laid with in bed permission first to even get your tubes tied now. Not fucking abortion, because they're banned. You got to ask permission to get your tubes tied now. Let me repeat it again. You got to ask men permission. Men that you are with, whether they're good guys or bad guys, you got to ask them permission to get your tube ties.
Also, it is against the law and it's illegal to cross state lines for an abortion. You have to be a resident of that state.
No, I know it's been like that. I know it's been like that for some states. But I'm talking about all the orange states now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why is my fucking thing flickering like that? Kim, can you see what's going on with them? Because I'm not going out there.
They're not even fighting.
No, they just called for me.
They did?
Yeah, I'm not going out there.
What I did.
Guys, I don't care that people are talking about me. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's a bunch of grown women in their 50s talking about me when they should be talking about this. I'm not paying them no mind. I said what I said yesterday. I will handle them legally. That's it. So let them keep talking. Let them keep running their mouth. Let them keep displaying dry coochie energy. Let them. I don't care. This is way more important than my ego or my personal issues with freaking Ross Clop bum-ass fucking content creators on this app who can't do nothing but talk about me to get views. No, this is more important. And the fact that most of them are women over there and they're not even speaking on this shows how pathetic they are. So again, I don't care. This is more important. So if they want to sit here and video record me and screen record me talking about women's rights. Sit there bored as hell and take notes, since you guys can't do your fucking job and uplift and protect other women. I guess the freaking faggot over here since you guys like to call me a faggot so much, this faggot got to do it for you. Now back to what I was saying. In those orange states, damn near all of them at this point, you literally have to ask permission. It was some states before. Now it's all of those orange states. You got to ask permission from a man, whether he is good to you or not good to you, to get your tubes tied, to be on birth control. You got to ask permission to be on birth control. If you sit here and have a miscarriage, they got to investigate you like you're a fucking criminal now. Now it's legal to do that in those orange states. That's insane. That's insane, bro. That's serious shit. That is some serious shit, dude. And they're looking to get rid of birth control too? Oh, Lord. What's next? They're gonna sit here and I heard somebody was saying here, maybe it's fear mongering, maybe it's people that are just freaked out right now Can you tell them to be quiet, or they're gonna go in the room and stay quiet?
Told them.
Okay, so tell them again for me. Because if I go out there, they're going in the room.
I know.
So I'm hearing that they're gonna sit here and go after interracial marriage. Yes, it was officially overturned this morning. They're officially going to go after same-sex marriage. This is crazy. What's next? They're gonna make sure black people or non-people of color can vote again.
I just told them.
Okay. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, I am so fucking shocked right now. I am so shocked right now. Okay. Can you talk to the people while I put my kids in timeout?
Yep. Hey guys. At this point, this really isn't America anymore. Hey guys. We're talking about this right now.
I got it.
Something in the room?
Yes, I did. I'm not playing with them, man. They gotta listen. If I sit here and tell you to do something, do it. And if you don't listen, I bet. Time out. Go in your room. No gaming. That's it. Use protection. Baby, people are already using protection.
Protection is not 100% effective.
It's not. You know what? You know what's 100% effective? Men keeping them hands to themselves and keeping their dicks in their pants and stop taking advantage of women. That helps too. It's not just protection. It's not just condoms. If men would just literally keep their dicks in their pants and stop cheating on their wives and getting other women pregnant, or maybe taking advantage of women or their nieces or their freaking daughters, maybe if they stop doing that, then maybe, just maybe, this will work out. But no, now it's basically legal to fuck your own freaking family member who's a fucking small little girl and force them to get pregnant, and they can't even have an abortion now. Now they're a 12-year-old who gets freaking raped now literally has to sit here and have a baby in those freaking orange states. That's sick. That's sick. That is sick. That is fucking disgusting. Do you realize what's gonna happen? The ooh-eyed rates is gonna skyrocket. I can't say the S word because of the ooh-side. I can't say the word. You know what I'm trying to say. The ooh-side rates are gonna skyrocket now. Deaths by freaking giving birth are gonna skyrocket now. Gonna skyrocket now. It's insane. Unaliving rates, yes. I'm telling you. Overreacting? So hop in here and tell me why I'm overreacting. Explain why I'm overreacting. And he's a man, of course. He's going to sit and tell me I'm overreacting.
I told you.
Oh, you don't want to come in alive and explain why I'm overreacting. You have over 1,100 followers, my boy. Hop in here and explain why we overreacting. Explain, Ricardo. Come on, my boy. You got the sharpest freaking beard line I've ever seen. Explain, my boy. Explain. Explain it right now, my boy. Explain. Explain it right now.
It's overreacting, brother.
Why are we overreacting?
Because there's different ways to go about it. Like, why start acting like the world going in when all you got to do is take different precautions.
Take different precautions.
Yep.
Soprano, go ahead, baby. I'm gonna let a woman speak. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let the lady speak. I'm gonna let the lady speak.
So I just wanted to hold on. I'm like in my hold on. So you said that basically this ruling isn't impactful because all women have to do is use birth control. Is that your standpoint?
I'm saying that all people have to do if they don't want to have a baby is take different precautions. Abortion hasn't always been around. People haven't always been able to go run to a doctor to get an abortion when they don't
Okay,
want to deal
so
with a baby or whatever the reason is.
that's
So,
first of all
you
incorrect
know,
factually. People have been terminating their pregnancies since pregnancy began. So first of all, there's that. So that's factually incorrect. Second of
I
all,
said go get an
what you're saying.
abortion. I ain't say terminate their kid. I said go get an abortion. People haven't been able to go get an abortion.
But
Yes, they
that's
have.
that distinction.
Yes,
That's a
they have.
distinction without a
Oh,
difference.
so they
So
had
an
hospitals
abortion
giving
is
abortions ever since the earth's been here. People been going to get abortions from the doctor.
ever since
Wow,
ever
that's
since there have been women that have been
wow.
pregnant, there have been women that have been terminating those pregnancies, and abortion has always been an option in medical emergencies. So you're just wrong. You're just incorrect. Second of all, what you're
I'm
doing is
saying
discounting all of the instances of people that become pregnant via an assault, via a failure of birth control, via a number of different mechanisms. Or you're talking about folks who experience medical issues that put the mother's life at risk. You're talking about people that are having scans done and determining that the fetus that they're carrying is incompatible with life. The thing that you just said is so woefully narrow-minded that it's why we don't really need the opinion of men to be talking about this issue, especially if you're going to be uneducated about it.
Also, just to let you know, in factual cases, abortions actually started in Egypt, okay? Around the 1500s. Just to let you know. So, yes, it has been dated before we even
the
got here.
1500s. You know
Before
how
you tell
long
me that.
society been here?
Ever
Way before the
since women
1500s.
have had the ability to get pregnant, there have been terminations of pregnancies.
Can I cut you off real quick, Soprano?
Yep.
Ricardo, my brother, I'm giving
I
you a
said they
chance to
couldn't go
speak.
get an
No,
abortion. I ain't say they couldn't terminate their kid.
let me say something right now, real quick, Ricardo. Respectfully, I'm giving you a chance to speak. This at a third, but the woman that was just speaking was my woman. Do not disrespect her again, my boy. Please, I wouldn't
I
disrespect
haven't
your woman.
disrespected nobody.
No,
Don't
no,
talk to
no.
me like that, dog. I don't care about your
I didn't like your
YouTube
tone, my
followers and all
boy.
that stupid
Nah,
shit. Don't talk to me
I
like you
didn't like
talking
your
to some
tone,
little
my boy.
girl, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
I
I
don't
don't
care
like your
about your
tone.
tone. I don't care about
What
what
the
you
fuck
like.
you
Like,
mean, my
what I look
nigga?
like?
I'm telling you. I'm
What do I
telling you.
look like?
Don't
No.
I
disrespect
don't care about
my
your
woman,
tone,
my
bro.
nigga. I'm
Find
telling
somebody to
you.
play with, man.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
I'm
You
telling you.
telling me.
I don't give a fuck that you look like Genuine with a sharp ass beard, my nigga. Nobody's
I don't
afraid of
give a
you.
fuck that
I'm
you look
telling you.
like that nigga
I'm
from Clash
telling
of
you.
the
I don't give a
fucking
fuck, my
Titans
nigga.
with
Do
that
not
damn
disrespect my
afro
woman.
with all that
You
shit
don't
in his
want me to
face.
disrespect your
You
bitch, right? You don't want me to disrespect your bitch, right? Don't disrespect my woman. Period. Go ahead, lady.
You
Speak.
wouldn't disrespect my woman. You
Oh,
wouldn't
I
do that
wouldn't.
shit.
Why would? Why? Because
Nah,
you God? Because you're
it
invincible?
don't matter.
Or
You
because you got
wouldn't
a
do it.
couple guns and a
If you
couple
did it,
knives and some
if you did
muscles and
it,
somebody's
you
supposed
gonna
to
have
be
some
afraid of
problems.
you?
You gonna have some
I've
problems,
literally
bro.
fucked men that are tougher than you. Literally. No one
You
cares.
you ain't never
No one's
you don't
tougher.
know me.
Listen,
I don't
and you
care
don't know
what you
me.
thought you did.
And you don't know me.
I don't
And
give a
you
shit
don't know
what you
me.
thought you did, bro.
You don't know. You don't know me either.
I
How
don't care
about
about
that?
that shit you talking
I don't
about.
give a fuck about that shit either. How about that? How about that? I'm not afraid of you, my nigga. Trust me, I have literally
I
fucked
don't
men
give a
way
fuck
tougher
about.
than
I'm
you.
not trying to make
I
you
have
afraid of
literally
me, dog.
fucked men
Find somebody to
that
play
have
with.
literally took men's lives with their bare
I don't give
hands.
a fuck what you
Trust me.
did.
Trust me. No
you
one
think
is
you get?
afraid of you.
You think you're so
I'll
innocent?
ragdoll the fuck out your
Okay,
little
bet.
ass,
Then
bro.
ragdoll me. Go ahead. Ragdoll me. And see
Sir,
what
you've
happens.
yet to make
How
a
about
single
that?
point that's valid. So, like, you
Don't
came in here because
disrespect my
you
Everything
wanted
I
to
woman,
said
talk
was
nigga.
about
valid. That's why he
Don't
abortion.
crying
disrespect my
and turning
woman.
into a
Everything you
That's
said,
crybaby
it.
shit. Everything I said was
everything
valid.
you
That's
said,
why he up here
That's it.
crying.
everything you
It
said was
wasn't
not
even
only
That's why he
valid.
crying right
factually
now.
incorrect, it was
I'm crying.
ignorant.
Okay.
So you're talking to
I
people on
haven't
this
even
live
said
that,
nothing except the only thing I said, period, is that all throughout history, people haven't had doctors around to go get an abortion. That's the only thing I said.
and
And
that's
his
not
girlfriend
So
true.
how
already
have all
proved
my
your
points been
point.
unvalid?
That's
That
not
don't even make no damn sense.
that's invalid. You're wrong. You're factually
Y'all
incorrect.
crying
So
before y'all
again,
even had a conversation. Like y'all all here to
I've
get
had
triggered.
conversations. I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered at all.
You're the one that's
I don't
triggered
like
trying to
talking
come
to
at
ignorant
Flat.
people. You're talking to somebody that's a
How am I
lawyer.
triggered by
So
making a?
I understand the
The first
law.
thing I
I
said is there
understand.
haven't always been doctors around. I was triggered. The fuck?
Nope,
There hasn't
nobody's
always been
triggered. You're
doctors
just
around.
wrong.
It's
You're
that
just
tone right
factually incorrect.
To
And
give an
so
abortion,
you
there
can't start
haven't.
off a
What high school
conversation
you
from a
been to,
place of
bro?
factual
Bro,
inaccuracy.
y'all said in the
You're
1500s, right?
ignorant.
So if people start going to get abortions according to you in the 1500s, then what the hell happened all the rest of the time? Because history
Okay,
didn't
sir.
start in
Like
the
I'm gonna
1500s.
actually need you.
You
Like
act
no,
like
no,
there
no, no.
wasn't
Google is
herbs.
actually
Wow.
like 100% free. Like, cause you're giving fifth grade education right now. You're
Very true.
giving
It's
remedial.
common
You're
sense that there
giving.
have
I've
not
never read
always
a
been
history book.
doctors and
You're reading.
hospitals
I don't know
around.
my history.
That's just common sense.
Um,
Like, you ain't got to
Common
read
sense.
Google to know
you're
that.
common
literally
and
giving.
common
You're
clearly.
literally
That's what
giving
you're supposed to
elementary school
have. So
education.
No,
You do
I'm
not have
giving
the
grown ass
intellectual
man
range to have this
conversation.
conversation, my
no,
guy. You don't
you're
have
giving
it.
bitch ass.
You don't have it. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself for real.
In front of who? A bunch of motherfuckers on the
In front
internet right
of
now.
a
Like, don't
thousand
nobody be on
people.
this
You're
shit.
Obviously,
embarrassing yourself in front of 1,000
Don't nobody
people
be
and
on this shit. That's why I
displaying
can
your
come on here
elementary school
because
they
education.
nobody
weren't.
on this motherfucker
If you
matters.
don't
Y'all
Like, who the
understand
fuck on this app
science, say
matters?
Then
that.
why
If
are
you
you
You're
here?
don't,
goofy as
if you
hell.
don't
Just to
understand
fucking
science, sir,
entertain
just say
myself.
Then
For
why
that.
you here?
entertainment. Like, this is real
Then
life
why
for you,
you
bro.
here? Then why you
For
here?
entertainment. For
Why you for
entertainment.
entertainment?
For
Get
Talk.
out.
entertainment.
It's not about
You're not
entertainment.
entertaining. If
It
you're
is
gonna be, hold on, let
entertainment.
me
It's
hold on,
funny
Mr.
that
Platter,
this
let me
your
get it.
life, that y'all
If
motherfuckers
you're
on
here
here
for
crying
entertainment,
and
you got to be
screaming and
entertaining.
laughing
You're not
and
even
about to
This is
entertaining.
die
what
You're
people
not
always
for
funny.
do when
some
they
dumb
get
You're
shit
not
on the
embarrassed.
funny.
They want
internet.
to
Now
Like,
you're
pretend.
y'all
They
trying to
want to
niggas, y'all
switch
you're
niggas
the
giving too
mad
flag.
much
hurt
strip dick energy,
because a
and you're
bunch of
dumb
niggas
as
is on the
shit, and
internet
you
talking
think you're
about different
fucking
shit.
tough
And soon
because
as
you
somebody
can't
say
bet
something
somebody.
that
This
doesn't
is the
agree
type
with
of
what
black
you
man I
say,
don't fucking
He
you
like
didn't get the
start
because you
crying and
can't
shit.
bet somebody
okay, calm
You
down.
can't
intellectually,
say
so
nothing
you got to
about a
get
black
scared. The
man,
first thing
dog.
you
Like,
did,
get
you
the fuck
bitch
out of
ass
here. Like,
nigga,
what
was
you gonna say
threaten
about a black
somebody.
man,
That
bro?
was the first
I
thing
You
can
don't
you
need
say
to be
did.
something
talking
about a
about
black
black
man. I
men.
can
That's
say
the
You
that
don't
you're
first
know
thing you
shit
did,
about
my
a
ignorant.
black
nigga.
man.
I might take dick
You
in
don't know
my
You're
shit
mouth if
about
I
no
was more
ignorant.
of
black
a man
man,
than you
bro.
are, my nigga.
Just
Do
because
you
your
take do you
teeth
take care
yellow
of your
don't mean
kids?
shit. Like,
Do
ain't
you take
nobody
care of
scared
your
of you,
family?
nigga.
Do you take care
Just
of your
because you don't brush
motherfucking
your
family, nigga?
hair, ain't nobody
Do you
worried
care
about
about
you.
your daughter? Do you care about your women
You hurt.
and your family? No, you don't. No, you don't. Ain't
You
nobody
made
scared of
all
you,
of
my
that
nigga.
assumption. That's what I'm
Exactly. Hush,
saying. You
little
on the
nigga.
internet too
You
much,
think
bruh.
somebody really scared of you?
You on the
You
internet so
really think
much. You
somebody
just told me
afraid of
about
you,
my
my
whole
nigga?
life because you
Nobody's
saw a
afraid of you.
picture.
And I'm not
You
even
a
a
dumb motherfucker,
motherfucking.
man.
I'm not even a
Ain't
tough
nobody
guy.
scared of
I'm
you.
not even
Like,
a
who the
street
fuck talking
nigga.
about? Who
And
even
I'm
talking about
telling you,
somebody being
ain't
afraid of
nobody
somebody
scared of you,
except for
my
you?
nigga. You came
You
on
be
here
on the
real
internet too
crazy,
much,
real
nigga. You on the
disrespectful.
internet too
I never
much.
said I'm an
You
internet thug.
hurt.
I never said I
You
was
on
an
the
internet
internet
thug.
too
I'm
much,
telling
nigga.
you right
Log
now, if
off.
you
Go
came
get
over
a
here
life, nigga.
disrespecting my
Go
woman in front of me,
fly a
nigga, I
frisbee,
would kill
nigga.
you with my bare
Go cut
hands.
some
And I'm
grass.
telling
You
you
on
that
this
right
bitch
now, my
every day.
nigga. Trust me.
You wouldn't do shit to
Trust
me.
me.
I'll slap your eyeball
Trust
out the
me.
side of your head. I ain't
Okay,
worried
bet.
about your
Then do
goofy
something to
ass.
me, my nigga. Then
I
do
will knock
something.
the shit out of you, bro.
Do something about
I
it.
will
Then
walk
do
the
it.
dog
Then
with your
do
little
it. Because
goofy ass,
listen,
bro. Who you
you
think you talking
stuttering
to,
your
man?
words.
You be on the
Look, you
internet too
stuttering your
much, my
words, my
nigga.
nigga. You can't even
You be on
speak.
here every
You can't even
day
talk.
with them
You can't
same
even
ugly
talk.
ass earrings in
You
your
can't
nose
even talk. The
for
same,
months at
okay,
a
bet.
time.
The
Fuck
same
wrong with you,
ugly ass
dog?
earrings, but
Something
my
wrong with
dick is
you.
bigger than yours, though.
Something wrong
My
with
dick is
you.
bigger than
I'm not
yours.
even talk about dicks with you,
Okay
dog.
then. Okay
This nigga
then.
talking about dicks like
Okay then.
you want to get
Okay
off
then.
by me.
Okay, shut your bitch ass up. Bye.
What it sounded like is that he was angry, he was uneducated.
Sound like he was very pressed,
That's what happens when
very
people get
angry.
exposed for being intellectually deficient. Do they want to deflect? They want to engage in ad hominem attacks. I'm not the one, because I'll
Right.
embarrass you. I will embarrass you for real. If anybody wants to come up in here
Nigga,
and
dumb as
talk about
shit.
abortion, I will embarrass you. I will embarrass you to the fact that you will like remove your account. We're not playing today. Today is a very serious day in this country's history. People should be getting education. People should be getting
Where's
support.
Carnival
Don't
Gal?
don't.
Where did she go?
Yeah, where's
Oh yeah,
Carnival
sorry.
go? I didn't see her in the bus.
But don't come in here and not know what you're talking about, because you will get exposed and you will get embarrassed by women.
That shit crazy, bro. I try to sit there and give this nigga an opportunity to speak, but this whole ass nigga came in here with disgusting ass attitude, and he disrespect my woman, nigga. This nigga really
And
think he
just
could
being loud
like
and
that's how you
wrong.
know. Hold on. That's how you know he not from no projects. He no tough guy because everybody know in the hood you don't just disrespect somebody woman. Period. It don't matter if they in the streets. It don't matter if they're square. You don't disrespect somebody woman. Period.
Hello, beautiful
I never
people.
said I was. I never said I was a tough guy. I never said I'm in the streets. I never said any of that. But what I'm saying is that I will protect my girl and my kids. I will lay my life on the line for them, and I will do undespicable things for them. I don't care how tough you are. That's it. That's it. And whoever's saying let me join, you don't have enough followers, bro. You don't have enough followers. You gotta have 1,000 followers to hop in here. That's it.
I just want to come on here and tell Utis having people, if you think that you are pregnant, do not disclose that to anyone. Not your doctor, not your friends, not the father of the child. Do not disclose it to anyone. I also would like to drop some knowledge. There is a plant that's called shepherd's purse. It is a weed. It grows in the yard and it will accidentally cause a miscarriage if you consume it. I just want to come on here and give some information because I am an abortion doula. I do assist people in their process when they are going through things. There are other things that you can do um, to help yourself out. I will be making a video to give some information on how to make sure you're not consuming things that will accidentally cause a miscarriage. I love y'all. This Roe versus Wade being overturned is full of shit. We have taken thousands of steps back and we got to fight to get this corrected. They don't care about us. They don't love us. They're not worried about black babies. It's called shepherd's purse. They don't care about black babies. This is an intent to harm people. For people saying that yes, we were getting abortions beforehand, we were, and we were also dying. So let's be honest about it. We need to be able to have facilities that are safe, sterile, and we need to be protected. And that is just that. I love y'all.
Thank you,
Thank
Vivi.
Hey, Pat,
Appreciate
can I talk after Michaela, because Michaela's been here, but after Michaela talks, can I talk about this from a legal perspective quickly?
Yes. Yes. Good. Go ahead,
So I
Michaela.
wanted to just
Oh no.
go ahead, Michaela, sorry.
No, you can go first.
All right.
Sorry.
I just wanted to briefly explain what the ruling means to people and what the potential implications are. So what the Supreme Court did today was say that they made basically a carve out and said that abortion isn't federally protected. And that the reasoning that they used about this is what's really dangerous. What they essentially said is it's not an enumerated right that is protected under the Constitution. What's dangerous about that is that it creates a pathway for more original intent and strict constructionalism of the Constitution. So there are other implications, other rights that you have that are not enumerated that are put into danger by this ruling. So this same type of reasoning can be used to apply to LGBTQ rights. It's definitely going to come up in the context of same-sex marriage. That's period. It's going to come up. Someone is going to challenge same-sex marriage on the same legal premise that they did this case. And now there's an opening to do that. Same thing for things like Brown versus Board of Education, public education, access to specific resources. This is much more far-ranging than just abortion care. And it's important that we get involved, that we get active, make sure that you're giving resources, they're giving your time to local organizations that are already in these spaces, that are already in the fight. But if people have questions about what this means, it's wide-ranging. So HIPAA, you guys may have heard of HIPAA. It's the Health Information Portability and Accountability Act. If these specific states now say that you are not going to have access to a legal abortion and they criminalize it, your medical information may no longer be safe. Be careful about using period tracker apps, especially if those apps are being shared. If that information is being shared, that information may no longer be safe. There's so many things that we need to be really careful about. Your right to access to contraception is potentially at risk now as well. There are several states that have already said that they want to lump in contraception like implants and IUDs, and make those because they are mischaracterizing them as products that cause an abortion. So please read the opinion. If you have questions about it, my DMs are open if you want me to explain it to you from a legal perspective. But this is going to affect civil rights for several marginalized groups. Pat has a huge Black following. The Black maternal mortality rate is the highest in this country. Indigenous women are subject to this. It is very dangerous right now. And so we have to really make sure that we're doing everything that we can. You've got to contact your representatives. You've got to get involved, and we have to make sure that we are doing everything we can to prevent this. There's still things that can be done. The president still has the ability to utilize certain federal spaces to provide abortion care. the biggest thing that can be done is that Congress can codify Roe. Congress can create legislation that codifies Roe and protects it from judicial infringement. It would take a massive, massive uprising for us to get that done, but it is still possible. There are things that Biden can do in terms of executive order. We can still expand the court. There are things that, Oh, the color on the states. So there are 13 states that have trigger laws. Those trigger laws means that there's pre-existing legislation that was set up so that the second that the Supreme Court overturned Roe, these laws go into effect to ban abortion in those states. The other colors are states that already have legislation in progress. So they're very likely to come out with legislation very quickly to ban abortion. So we're expecting about 26 states to, in very rapid succession, ban abortion altogether. But if
What's
people
up,
have
everybody?
questions, like, let me know.
In the chat. Hey,
Before
what's
Michaela
going on?
speaks, before Michaela and then MJ speaks, I want to sit here and say that I've read a couple articles before I hopped on the live, just to make sure I wasn't tripping when I saw it. But I heard they are also in talks about removing same-sex marriage and
Yes, absolutely.
possibly getting rid of voting rights for certain people of color. I don't know if it was black
Absolutely.
people or Mexican
Absolutely.
Are you
or
100%.
The
Latino.
way
I don't
the
know.
way that that
100%.
opinion was written, the way that that
Yeah,
opinion was written opens up the door to completely attack other civil rights. And what I guarantee you is that same-sex marriage will be next. Same-sex marriage
agreed.
is going to be the very next thing that's going to go to the
Yes,
Supreme Court. They're
absolutely.
going to be able
right?
to use the same exact reasoning and say that the right to same-sex marriage isn't enumerated in the Constitution. Remember that the Constitution that they're talking about is the Constitution that said people that look like you and me weren't people, that
Agreed.
women weren't people, weren't allowed to vote. So we can't look at it from an originalist perspective. But you're right; they will come for the rest of your rights.
And I
Yeah,
want to
that,
say,
that
and I also want to say this: the same energy we had in 2020 for the George Floyd riots or the George Floyd protests,
Mm-hmm.
we need the same energy for women all across the board in this country. We need to
oh,
have
for
that
sure.
for LGBTQIA plus people across the board in this country who are about to go through some serious shit in the next few months because we know they're going to reverse the same sex marriage law. We already know it's coming.
Yes,
Same
abs-
energy we have for
absolutely. And
the same energy we have for the big homie, rest in peace, George Floyd. The same energy we have for him in the
Mm-hmm.
summer of 2020. We need to have that same energy for all women. Yes, even white women. Even though a lot of them fucked up, not all of them fucked up. And I would be a man to say that. We got to have that same energy for all women all across the fucking board, not just for the summer, but all year round, every year. Because this is crazy.
I,
This is crazy.
I,
Like
I
women are
initially
losing
came
their
on to
rights
talk to
by the
that brother.
second at this point.
I mean, I did too, but at the same time, we could talk about that needs to be
Yeah,
addressed.
I initially
Cause
came on
you,
to talk to
I don't
that
know.
brother and let him know he's wrong. That's just. I mean, we can talk
Y'all,
about how you
y'all little
feel, and that's
protesting
fine.
black people. Yeah, shut up, woman. You can't. You won't even hop in the box and say
But
that shit
Songbird got
because
that.
you'll get destroyed. Stop.
What they don't understand is that segregation's happening again, and nobody's
Yeah,
realizing.
yeah.
They're creating
Yeah.
I
slowly between races, between men and women. At this point, they want this to happen. They want this war to start.
100%. And unfortunately, I think Pat, you were in a live where I mentioned this previously. I predicted this some years ago, and the way that I did it was because I have two parents that have worked in the federal government. We get data every year, census data whenever it comes out officially and non-officially. In the year 2000, this country was 73% non-Hispanic white. In 2012, when they brought back the census as an official census,
Hold on,
it was
MJ, real quick.
63.
Hold on. IET 2022. IET 2022. If you're gonna talk shit in the comments with over 1,000 followers, hop in the box. If not, I'm gonna mute you and you're gonna shut the fuck up. Whether I make you shut the fuck up or you gonna shut the fuck up. Either way, you're gonna hop in this box or you're gonna shut the fuck up. Which one is it? Which one is
Oh,
it?
wow.
That's where I'm at. Which one is it? Am I gonna shut you the fuck up or you gonna shut the fuck up? Because what you say makes no sense. Like this live is not a joke. There's a lot of women, actual women actual women who are literally sitting here stressed the fuck out. This is not, we're not over
Yes.
exaggerating. This is not a joke. This is not a game. My daughter is 10, and my daughter is going to be a grown adult woman when all these rules and changes and laws go back to what it was 100 years ago, and she's got to live through that. So I got to sit here and raise my daughter different, and I got to raise my sons different now when it comes to women, and Kim's son as well.
Yeah.
Now we got
Yeah.
to raise them
This is a
like
medical
the
issue.
early 1900s again. Nah, this is not fucking funny. This is not a game, and we're not over exaggerating. I'm taking it serious, not because I believe in women's rights, but because my daughter, I have a daughter, a little girl, a princess who will be a black queen one day. She is 10. In a short 10, 11 years, she is going to be a grown woman, and she is going to have to deal with this.
And
This is not a game.
you don't have to be a father or anything to see that this is a very serious medical issue. But
Right.
where I was going before was now, as of December 2020, this country is now 57.3% non-Hispanic white, with the abortion rate of non-Hispanic whites going from the teens to 33%. It was 17% in 2000. It is 33% as of December 2020. It has gone up by leaps and bounds. So you're seeing the non-white Hispanic population drop, the abortion rate for non-Hispanic whites going up. This is a numbers game. When they talk about they feel like they're losing the country, they mean it. They mean it, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to feel like they're saving it. On the flip side, however, 43% of all government assistance claims in this country are also non-Hispanic white. Compare that to the now 23% of black that are on government assistance. So that means that you can pile it up any kind of way you want. Mathematically, every non-Hispanic white baby born to non-abortion could be born to a family that's on government assistance. Does that sound white to you? Is that how you grew up? Is that the way the white community was when you came up? No, it is not. You don't think they know it? Of course they know it. They've been knowing it. That's why they officially brought back the census in 2012 to monitor and track these things. You want to know why they're wanting to get rid of gay marriage? I'll tell you why. Because 3-1 gay marriage adoptions, they adopt babies of color. You don't think that's important to them? Where they have babies of color coming into these all white homes, non-Hispanic white homes? When these people go marching through the streets with tiki torches, when these Proud Boys telling you that they are losing the country, when they're telling you exactly how they feel, trust me, they have data behind it. None of this is surprising. And best believe, when the rich are affected by Roe versus Wade, which is part of the reason why it came to fruition in the first place, we have to remember the reason we have child support laws are for rich white men. The reason Roe versus Wade was passed is because rich white men wanted it. They
Right.
wanted to get rid of those children. So when they start getting affected yet again, and it will happen, because everything goes in cycles, it will happen. I don't expect this to stand. Because as long as rich white men assault their secretaries, family members, other women in there, as long as they keep doing that recklessly, then they're going to need these things. They think they don't need them now, but they do. Somebody like our former President Trump with 16 sexual assault allegations is going to spearhead this thing as soon as it runs into the ground. And it will run into the ground. Right now, it is a numbers game. They're just trying to get their numbers up. It's projected by the end of 2024 this country will be 50% non-Hispanic white. You don't think they know and understand that? They do. And the fact is, when we were possessions, they treated us better. When we were possessions, they took us into account. Now that we're not possessions, look how they do. Look how they
Let
do.
me address a couple of things in the comments. If you think that the bad times in the United States started in 2016, your privilege is showing. If you think that we just
Oh,
started going
absolutely.
backwards in 2016, you haven't been paying attention. The other thing is, don't underestimate the extent to which Black and Indigenous women and other women of color and people with uteruses have been subject to reproductive injustice, not just
Yeah.
forced birth, but forced sterilization, forced procedures to I don't even know how to say this. This is not going to get me banned. To mutilate Black women's bodies and Indigenous women's bodies. Don't compare this to The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is fiction that was based on what happened to Black and Indigenous and other women of color in this country. But don't pretend like this just happened today.
Handmaid's Tale is the story of Harriet Tubman. Look, let me tell y'all something. Go ahead and look this up yourself. Like this woman down Miss Songbird said, Google is free. Google it yourself. The census records are open to everybody. All these records are open to everybody. Government assistance amongst non-Hispanic whites, through the roof. Abortions, through the roof. Population in jails, through the roof. That city that they say is problematic because of all the gun violence and everything, Chicago, Illinois, 28th in actual gun violence. 28th. The state of Alabama has 3 cities with more gun violence than Chicago. Alabama's one of the most red states there is. These are things that they know and understand because that side, the conservative side, the Republican side, all they're about is possessions. How can we gain possession and keep possession? There's no human behind it.
Hold on, Michaela. You haven't had a chance to speak yet. Go ahead. Let
Yes,
Michaela
yes,
speak.
please, sis.
And
Come on in.
then in 5 minutes, we gotta rotate
I'll
Soprano and MJ. So
I'll
whoever.
drop down, Pat. No problem. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. Go ahead, Michaela.
All right, so I just want to let y'all know why this is serious from a medical perspective. This is serious. Okay, so for me, right, I have epilepsy. All right, specifically, I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. I have the higher chance of having miscarriages, and I have a higher chance of dying during birth, like when I'm giving birth. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I don't have the right to get an abortion
Where did it go? I
because I
can't
am at
hear.
risk of dying while I'm giving birth, that's scary as hell to me.
I can't hear.
Hello?
We hear you.
We hear you. Um,
You
yeah. What? Okay. I lost my train of thought. So that's scary to me. And to the people that always say, "Oh, birth control, birth control, birth control." I am lucky enough to even have an IUD because the estrogen levels for everything else is way too high for me. So the only option that I have is an IUD. Even the first IUD that I got, I had a reaction to it to the point where I had to get surgery to get rid of it because of how terrible it was. And I had my period for a month and a half because of it. So you guys really don't understand how much of an issue it is medically. I could die giving birth, and they have the right to let me die. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand that? And even the medication that I could take during pregnancy is not going to be 100%. It's not going to be 100% because I could have a seizure during when I'm giving labor and I can die during it. So you guys really need to get it to fucking together to see how serious it is. Because this is not a joke. This is real fucking life, and this is my life. And this is what I gotta live with. That's all I want to say. Because at this point, like, it's really pissing me off about how y'all are not taking this seriously. Even when I got SA'd by my ex-boyfriend, I could have been pregnant. And then what if I didn't have the right to get an abortion? It's sick. We're living in some scary times now, so you guys really need to buckle down and get it together. This society is really going backwards. Just get it together and take this seriously because this shit is not a fucking joke. I said what I said.
Seriously, because
We love you, Michaela.
thank you, Michaela. Michaela, my son has myoclonic absence epilepsy. And you're like the second person that I've ever heard of that talked about it. So,
Yeah. I don't talk about it a lot, but I felt like it was very important because with the, situation of having epilepsy, just having a seizure in general is something serious. And I'm
right.
even scared to even want kids because of all the miscarriage, because I have the higher chance of even having a miscarriage than the average woman. Just
Mm-hmm.
like that. And the fact that I can't even go to a doctor and get rid of it, like what if I die from that?
You guys need to listen to women. You need to listen to pregnant people. You need to listen to people like Michaela. You have to listen.
Hello, Kamikaze Umi.
You can just
Is
call
that
me
her
Kami.
name?
I was just quiet because when Michaela took to say her piece.
Hold on, raise your volume, baby. We can't hear you.
I can barely hear you, baby.
Hold on, let me disconnect because something's going on my end. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Pat, I'm gonna drop down. If anybody wants to talk, if anybody wants information about what this ruling means or wants me to explain it, I mean, my DMs are open. Hit me up. I'm happy to talk to anybody and give them resources and information about this. All right, bye, guys.
bye, baby.
And
All right.
and on top of that, there's a lot of medications that we can't even take during our pregnancy. The medication that I take right now, I can't take that during my pregnancy. I can't take that. The medication that I take right now just stabilizes my seizures and stabilizes my depression. So I can't even take that. And you guys don't even know how serious the medical side effects to even taking medication. And on top of that, if I was pregnant, bye. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Because even when I first started taking medication for my epilepsy, the first medication that I had, the side effect that I had, I wanted to kill myself. So what if I had that type of reaction while I was pregnant? This is a serious thing.
Mm-hmm. Also, excuse me, I'm at work and I do apologize. I work with children, so luckily I'm on break. But there's a lot of people also fail to realize is that Roe versus Wade is not only about medical protection for women, but it's also about the right to privacy. And the right to privacy so nobody can interfere with anybody else's medical decisions and also interfere with other people's livelihoods. So, for example, the government can't
Baby, we can't
wiretap
hear
you.
you.
Oh,
We can't hear you.
can you hear me better now?
Much
Way
better. Thank
better. There we
Okay,
go.
it's my headphones. I'm sorry. But what people fail to realize is that
Everybody,
Roe versus
share the live, please. Go ahead, love.
So what most people fail to realize is that Roe versus Wade is not only about protection for abortion, for affordable contraception, even though contraception itself is not really affordable, but it's also the right to privacy and that nobody should interfere with your medical decisions, and also the government cannot wiretap you. So it's not just a concern about the women's reproductive system; it's also the fact that the government can't wiretap you unless they have an absolute reason for you to wiretap. And the law itself, and I'm someone who has PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and the fact that a lot of people who do have my condition, endometriosis, are now 10 times at risk if they become pregnant of dying on the table. And luckily for me, I live in a state where it's not a trigger state, which basically is any laws that are in effect won't be affected. I'm sorry. So any laws, for example, the state of Maryland, um, we have already have abortion rights. They've been had that for a while because of a lot of states legalizing abortions and legalizing affordable contraceptions. So when it comes to excuse me. So when it comes to states such as Alabama, Texas, so on and so forth, they never had that protection to begin with. So
with Roe versus Wade being overturned, certain states like California, New York, Maryland, um, I'm trying to remember any other states. They have those laws that are to protect women. So the Supreme Court basically does not have no right to. This basically has no like leeway towards any states who are not trigger states. Um, and the thing that I've been seeing is that, and it irks my soul, is that I'm seeing a lot of white women specifically saying this is like the Handmaid's Tale. We have been going through this for fucking centuries. We've been going through this for centuries. I have been talking about reproductive health since I was 15 because I knew how important this is. And the fact that we as women, especially black women, has been preaching about this for fucking centuries is not only disgusting, but it's the fact that we're being told that it doesn't happen. Not too long ago, one of my mutuals and I had a situation about a couple months ago where a black woman was forcibly sterilized against her will.
Wow.
And she's suing the doctor, but suing doctors is extremely hard, especially because hospitals, especially those hospitals that are Christian hospitals, have great lawyers. And
Hmm.
the fact that a lot of people are saying that forced sterilization doesn't happen, it's been happening even under Roe versus Wade. So the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, you think everybody's gonna be forced sterilized, it's been happening. And when black women have talked about their experiences with doctors, it's like, oh my goodness, that doesn't happen. We are, we have the best of the best. We are the best country. No, the fuck we not. Like, if we was the best country, this wouldn't be happening. If we was the best country, we wouldn't be fighting for rights that was given to us, you know?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Go ahead, lovely Lee.
that's all I have to say. I'm gonna let you go.
Um,
Patrick, thank you for letting me on. Have a safe day.
You, you too.
Okay, hey
Go ahead,
Pat,
love.
hi, ladies, hey Chat.
What's up, baby? Hello?
can't hear you.
Can't hear you, baby.
Try turning your
Lovely
mic
Libra.
on and off.
Yeah,
Somebody tried to
lovely
call me.
Libra.
You can hear me now?
Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
She's breaking up really bad. Um, yeah, yeah, I can't hear you, baby. Lovely Libra, send a request back in. Send a request back in. I couldn't hear her. I couldn't hear her. I'm sorry. All right,
Oh,
Hello.
can y'all hear
Jay,
me?
I
Yep.
can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay.
Jay.
Hi,
You're first.
everybody. So I had,
Hold on, hold
I
on, hold on,
was,
hold on. Is that Jay Marie speaking?
yes, that's me.
Okay, good. Yeah, I want to make
Okay.
sure you spoke first.
Yeah, so I was the one who had initially brought up the point about the period trackers in the chat. I know Songbird touched on it, but I just want all the ladies to understand that with those period trackers, especially the Clue app and different apps like that, the government can track that data and it can track when you ovulate and it can track that ovulation period. So if there's any suspicion of any abortion that you try to get, especially if you're in a trigger state like Texas, who they're already going to be, abortion intact. Um, they can use that against you for prosecution. So you want to keep a written journal instead of an app. I wouldn't even trust your notes app. Like if you have an iPhone, well, it really doesn't matter. If I think you should keep a written journal instead. But I think that that's best because those period trackers can be really, really detrimental and can, criminalize women. So that was my only point that I wanted to make. But ladies, just please be aware. Also, contact your local Planned Parenthood to see what you can do locally because now this is a state issue since federally you can't get that anymore. You can't get an abortion anymore. So please get a journal, keep it in a journal, delete the apps, don't use the notes apps, and just please stay safe.
Yeah, you too, baby. If you haven't,
I don't.
you don't have
I
to.
don't keep that because that's absolutely right. Half these
I wouldn't
smartphones
even
that
trust
we
the health app.
you can't. You honestly anything that you have in your house that is deemed smartphone or smart wired, it's all tapped and it's all listened to. So like Let's say you go on Instagram today and you were talking to yourself about let's say like you wake up and you notice how an ad will pop up on your phone. It's because everything that you are speaking about, everything that you search up is already watched and tracked. That's why when your phone asks you, "Are you allowed? Do you want to allow them to track you?" You say no. You always agree no because they're tracking everything you do. It's dangerous for women. It's more dangerous for women than
Somebody's background.
Hello?
It was disaster, girl. Shit. All right, because I wanted her to speak next, so she's been waiting.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's something wrong with my background? I had the AC on,
It
I
was.
just turned it off.
That's what it was.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, said
That's
that's
Eric.
what
what
it
it was. Yeah.
was. That's what it was. Okay, so I just wanted to ask real quick, where are the men, especially the men who told us that they wanted a say in what happens? Because I heard that a lot. And so something is happening now. And so what are you going to say about it? And what are you going to do about it? And there's something women did. We didn't tell you everything that was going on with us and our bodies all the time. And that allowed things like the miracle that we can do be mystified, you know? Like, I have an abortion every month minus 30 cells. Like, you have to understand that this is part of a woman's life. There's two kinds of abortion. There's spontaneous abortion, happens all the time. It's why you can't tell anyone you're pregnant for the first 8 weeks. And there's medical abortion. That's healthcare. Like, I think you don't understand what goes on, and it's just some magical thing. And the moment that your PP touches the cervix, it turns into a dimensional portal. But no, like, we have been gifted by nature the responsibility for controlling life. And I think you just have to accept that. I guess you just have to accept that. Because I
All
know
right.
if I was forced to be cattle for someone else's plan, I would just I would just off myself. Can I say that? Like, come on now. This is my life. I'm
Right.
free. I'm free. I came here to be free. I can't go back. Thank you.
And this is gonna sound dark, but I'd rather off myself before I bleed to death during my pregnancy. I said what I said. If they have the right to not terminate the baby if it's gonna affect me, I'd rather just off myself. And that's why the suicide rates are gonna go up.
I
Because I'd
said
rather
that.
anything. I said what I said.
Hi. Can everyone hear me just fine?
Yep.
Um, okay. I just wanted to say, I just want to come on here and say that I'm terrified as a 19-year-old trans kid. I'm terrified of going outside anymore because of what's going on. I live in the state of Texas. I'm terrified to walk outside and even be next to any men that I may see. Um, it's not fun down here. It's actually very horrific. Um, my my cousin got sexually assaulted and murdered last week. It was not great. And now this is happening. I don't really know what to exactly do. I'm trying everything I can that I can possibly do to try and fight back. Um, but now I'm not even in a safe space to do even that. So I'm just trying everything that I can to do what I can.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry.
How you doing, Pat? I wanted to come here on here and just say I fully don't like abortions, but I 100% understand it. Okay, hear me out because I see your face. Hear me out. Um, I
Here we go.
I love children, but as a woman, our body goes through a lot. I was perfectly healthy with my with two of my daughters. My third pregnancy, my health went downhill. So it was a choice between me and that baby. So I had to have an abortion because if I didn't have an abortion, then who was going to take care of my two children that I had here? You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different reasons why women have abortions. I didn't want to leave my two children here because, I was essayed by my grandfather and my family thought it was okay. It was hush, be quiet, don't say nothing about it. And I'm not that type of person. I can't fall behind like my generation did. I'm outspoken. And by me being outspoken, people don't like that. So I didn't want to leave my children in my family hands. So I had to choose with aborting my baby so that I could be here for my other children. So I completely understand why women have abortions because it's so many different situations that us women go through. Our bodies go through so many different changes. And it's sad for a man to try to tell us what to do with our body when they have no idea what we go through. So when that mother dies on the table, who gonna take care of that baby? Because these people out here is raping and killing these kids. That's why I'm upset about this abortion thing. I don't feel like it's right to take these women's right from them. I really don't. I hate it. I hate it. And like you said, it's probably gonna be a lot of people offing themselves because it's so much going on in this world right now. It is so much going on in this world. And to be honest with you, I'll be so glad when it's over.
Oh,
Because us women, we are stressed out, depression, everything.
Say that again.
And I know it takes a man for us women to get pregnant. But if it wasn't for us women and it was only men, how would we build a nation? And y'all just taking, and they just taking our right, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. I don't. How would they feel if we took their rights? I'm sorry to cry. It
no,
just,
don't apologize for
Don't
crying.
don't you dare
No, you
apologize.
were quite all
You don't
right.
need to
Absolutely
apologize
not.
to nobody.
Man,
I'm
you ain't
just,
apologizing for nothing. You spoke your opinion. At
yeah,
first, you had me in the first half. I was like, "Wait,
For
what are you getting
real.
at?" And then now, I understand exactly what you're saying. You basically are pro-choice. You're just saying that
yeah,
abortions are not for you because of what you went through and the trauma you've been through. I understand exactly what you mean.
right. Thank you. Cause
I know exactly what you
I
mean. Yeah.
yes, a woman, it's her right to do what she want with her body. It's her right. But just for me, I just don't like abortions because I love kids. I
Understand.
love kids. I would trade anything to see all my children here. All five of them. Two of them are deceased, so I have three left. I would love to see my children grow,
Mm.
but you know, they say this is a man's world. I guess it really is.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It really should
Mm-mm.
not
I,
to take
I, it
rights
should.
like that. And I feel sorry for a lot of women that end up pregnant and that lady her health drops and she's subdued to trying to give birth to this baby. You got to think about the baby. You got to think about the family. Oh Lord.
Mm. Go ahead, Tavia.
Yeah, I just like to touch on what that brother was saying when he was in here. Like, this is not about people of color or anything. This was about white people trying to pull up their numbers. Like, at the end of the day, the blame is solely on white women in America. At the end of the day, they voted for this. They signed up for this. They followed Trump. Like, they got on that Trump train. Like 80% of them, I might be off, voted for this.
Mhm.
53%.
I think it's a little bit more because we black women made up the majority of women who voted for Biden and all of them to get Trump out of office because like we were paying attention to what they were saying and what they were doing and then the justices that they were putting in office. Okay, 53 to 55%. They chose their race. They didn't choose their womanhood. When they knew how these Supreme Court judges were going to rule when this topic came up. Okay, not 80%, but a
Thank
majority
you.
of white women did that. They
And then
chose
they're
their
gonna
race over their womanhood. Point blank,
always.
period.
That's how they
Because
look
they
out for.
knew the justices that were nominated and that were pushed through. Kavanaugh, that other woman. They knew this was coming. So now, oh, we done messed up, and here we are today. And it's just it's jacked up. Like I don't have to seek an abortion or get an abortion. With my uterus. So like I don't have that problem. But what about the other girls? What about the other young ladies? What about the other women who can't carry a child to term? So what do we do next? Do we burn it down? Like,
Now they want to
what
use
the hell do we
Tupac
do next?
song. Oh
Because like
Lord.
what are we all going to do now that we know? Okay, some of us or some women have fucked up. So what are you going to do now? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to fight for this, like for women's rights and your liberation, or what? Like what are we going to do? Go back to the kitchen and go back to like apartments to get abortions?
Someone
That's what
said
it's
it's
looking like.
easy to blame women, but who's in power? White men. White women took part of it too.
Vote
We're blaming both
was not
parties.
slow fuck
Oh,
them at the end. Because a majority of white women have the tendency to lean towards what their husbands tell them to do or how they husbands vote, and they don't vote according to how they feel about their bodies and themselves.
hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out.
Hold on,
Choose-
hold on. Thank you, T Dudley, for the cash app. Thank you, T Dudley, for the cash app. I didn't even asked for the cash app. Thank you so much. Yeah, y'all.
not time out. Not only did white women participate in this, y'all are gonna be the same white women that are gonna come to us black women to help y'all to overturn this. Because
They already
clear, because we're always the saviors, right? So don't try to come in here and bitch and complain about it and saying like, "Oh, it's blaming on the white men." No, 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 because then you're gonna try to come to us and try to so we can help y'all. Like we're the fucking cape of this country. So miss me with that. Miss me with that bullshit. We are not fucking Iron Man. We're not the fucking Avengers. Y'all are gonna be the same white women that are gonna come back to us and be like, I fucked up. We need your help. Because at the end of the day, y'all were thinking about yourselves. Y'all were thinking about your race. Y'all look out for each other like it's nothing. So then when y'all realize that y'all fucked up over your womanhood, you're gonna come back to us like we're the fucking Avengers and we're gonna fix it. So y'all can go fuck yourself.
Right. Now it's time for you to do your part. Like you got to be in the front lines fighting this. There's only so much we could do. There's only
Right.
so much we could do. Because when we joined your liberation and your movements and all those things, you took the concerns of the black woman and threw them shits in the back. There was no outcry when we were dying, giving birth, and how they treated us in the medical system. There was no help.
Right.
We were out here in the streets crying about them killing our sons and our fathers and our brothers. And some came, but not the majority. When our issues like popped up. So what do you do now? Do you get now? Are you willing to get out there and put in that work and fight this? Because we're gonna have to see you do what you need to do. Because black women and indigenous women and other women of color are tired of having to bear the weight of
Yes,
all of the
indeed.
problems.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
tired.
Someone said, please no, not all white women. It's too many.
We
We
noted
not
that. We noted that.
hold
But a
on.
vast majority,
That's too many.
55%,
Way too
Come hop
many.
in that
Yeah,
box.
more than
Hop
half
in
of
the box
you,
and come hop in the box and say that.
more than half of you, more than half of you were like, this is the right choice for us and our rights.
you guys want black women's help, you want indigenous women's help, you want Latina women's help, you want Asian women's help. Take accountability and check your other people. And then maybe, just maybe, every woman of color will join this fight and help you. That's what they're saying. And I'm not going to shut them up. I'm not going to sit there and tell them, oh, we shouldn't be saying that. No. First of all,
It's
this
the
page.
truth.
She's in the
No, it
request.
will not.
And I
Well,
really
no, no. First of all, it's not just that it's the truth. We know it's the truth, but this is. I want to make the rules very clear. This page, this live, yes, is for all women in regards to Roe v. Wade. But y'all must have forgot that this is my page, my live, and the voices of women of color come first. The opinions of women of color come first, specifically Black, Latina, Indigenous women. I said what I said. That's it. I said what I said. That's it. So
And
whatever they
Can I
say, I don't care if you guys like it or not. I don't care. Go ahead, speak. Go ahead.
can I say something? I've been seeing a lot of Hispanic people on here to have the nerve to be racist towards us black people. But
What are you
if
talking
I'm not
about?
mistaken, oh,
Well, some of them did vote for the Trump administration as well. We can't jump over that. Like a lot of people who are POC will choose white and white agendas. I mean, look at what's his name, Scholar. He's a whole conservative. They voted right down the box, down the line, and was okay with some of the shit.
Hispanic people do not identify
We
as
can't.
white.
Some
We
don't.
can't
Some
say
don't
it's fit, baby. It's
identify
not.
as people of color.
We baby. Guys, first off, remember my
Uh,
girl is right here, and she's Latina. It's not Hispanic. It's Latina.
Okay,
okay,
Latina,
I'm sorry.
Latino.
Yeah. And
Apologies.
second, they cannot be racist. They can be prejudiced. They have no systematic power. So when we speak on these things, we got to speak it correctly. You guys get
Okay,
what I'm saying?
yes,
Okay.
sir.
So guys, continue.
I
Yep.
Well, a majority. I know we had a lot of what do you say, Latino people that voted for the Trump administration. Latinx, all of that voted for the Trump administration. They were numerous. I mean, there were a lot of them were in the Proud Boys and things of that nature, pushing forth this whole white agenda because that's all this was, a white agenda. That's all it was. We need to get these white babies out here. We need to produce more white kids because we're losing our numbers. We're losing our numbers quickly. These people cannot get control of our systems. That's
And
all this
and
is.
and for further clarification, they are speaking on white passing Latinas and Latinos. That is who
Exactly.
they are
Right.
not referring to for Latinas because obviously for obvious reasons,
yeah,
y'all are not white passing or have privilege like that. Trust me, we get it. They're speaking on white passing Latinos and Latinas. Go ahead, ladies.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying all. That's like putting all black people in the same category. No, you can't put us all in the same category.
it's a,
Um,
it's a group.
what I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of Latinos be, racist towards us blacks.
Prejudice.
Okay, well, prejudice. I'm sorry, I keep saying racist. Prejudice towards black people, but white people put them in the same category with us blacks. They don't even want y'all over here in the United States. You understand what I'm
How,
saying? Like, how can
right.
y'all be prejudiced
How,
towards us?
Joel, yeah, it
And for
wasn't a
some to say
majority of
that, some
Hispanics and Latinos. However,
for
there
some,
was a good percentage that signed on for the Trump administration. We can't fake that. We don't. We didn't see that. We can't fake like there weren't and there aren't Latino Republicans. who check those boxes, who are okay with these things. They don't have like higher positions and power, but they help these people put these people inside of there.
Okay,
Yeah, and
hold on. I gotta
I feel
take
like we're
control over
getting
this one.
way off topic.
Yeah, we're getting way off of what we're talking about. We're talking about Roe v. Wade. I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to say it's not just white Caucasian people in general. They're trying to sit here and say that white Latinos are to blame too, but they make up
No, no,
a small percentage. So
they
we can't
do.
we can't sit here and just start doing the blame game on everyone else. There were
no,
black
no,
Republican women that were voting too. So we
There,
can't do
there
that.
was, and
We
it was a
cannot.
very,
We
very
can
minuscule percentage. What I'm
right.
saying is people clinged
That,
on to whiteness and did not cling on to women's rights, to their bodies. They clinged on to the facade of white being the right direction and not their bodies and not what can possibly happen in case shit happens.
okay.
'Cause Not,
Lovely,
not
lovely
everybody is
Libra.
built to be a mother
huh.
or to have children.
Lovely Libra and Michaela. I'm gonna step y'all down so I can rotate. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I've got to get
All
back
right.
to work, so you can let me down too, babe.
All right. Bet.
All right.
All right. When we speak on this, we need to stay on topic. I want everyone to have a chance to speak and speak their opinions, but everyone needs to stay on the subject at hand, please. 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 We got to be fair and we got to stay on the subject at hand. All right.
Hey, can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes.
It,
My
it was
background is
me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allison Camerata. Welcome to CNN Newsroom. History is
Hi.
off today. One
the
of the most
background is very
consequential
loud.
decisions in Supreme
All
Court
right.
history was just handed down. The conservative majority of justices
Guys.
overturned Roe versus Wade,
Hello.
ending the constitutional right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
The background is very loud. Okay. Is anyone able to have their cameras on so I can see who's speaking? I don't know
Uh,
who's speaking. I don't know who's who.
I don't know how to put
how
the
do we do the
camera down.
camera?
Hit multi guest and hit the camera icon because I
Multi
don't know who's
guess.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Here we go.
one, two. Sherry, you next. Multi guest. There we go. Three. Now I know who's speaking. There we go. Okay. Now Sherry, what were you saying? You said that not all white people. Is that what you said?
I honestly didn't mean it to rub anybody the wrong way. I do apologize for that. I'm sincerely sorry. I really
Don't
am.
apologize. Don't apologize. Just explain it. Like no one's gonna
Um,
attack you. Just
I feel really bad that this is happening, and I do take responsibility because I do see that it is a lot of people that my color. And for that, I am so sorry. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I wish it weren't that way. And I would do anything, I would give anything to make it right. But how? And I'm being sincere. I really want to help.
hold on. Her name's
Okay.
Oh, who? But yeah, who are you speaking? Are you speaking to black people? Are you speaking to people of color? Like who you speak when you apologize? Who's
To
that?
every ethnicity that is not white.
Okay, so you know what I think you should do as a white woman, and I'm not attacking you. I think you should have these conversations with your white children, your white sisters, your white mammies and grandpappies, your white husband if you have one, a white wife if you have one. I don't know if you're married. I don't know what your sexuality is. You need to educate them and tell them to stop fucking because no one in your race is doing that. This is why we are where we are at. Again, 53% of women that look like is literally the majority reason why this is happening. Because all you guys had to do was not vote these assholes in. Specifically men. You could have voted all women on there, and we would have had a better chance of this shit not being overturned. But no, no. Like break this. You have the power. You have the privilege. You have it all. You guys make up the majority in this country. You have all this power. You have all this power just by existing. You have power. Do you understand what we're trying to tell you? Maybe some people are telling you more weak
Absolutely.
than others. Maybe others are telling you more moderately than others. But what I'm telling you is straight facts. You have so much power, not only because you are white, but because you are a woman. You have
Hmm.
power. You give birth to these men who put these laws in place. Just like you can give birth to these men who have the power to put these laws in place, you motherfuckers can sit and have the same power to take it away from them.
Yes.
You gotta start doing more, man. Sitting here apologizing, it ain't gonna stop nothing. Because when we look at
Yeah.
apologies, looking at it, we rolling our eyes like we don't fucking care. And I'm being honest with you because
Yeah.
we don't need apologies. We don't care for apologies. Black
We need action.
women, indigenous women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women in this country don't fucking care about white tears. We don't care. So
Yeah.
what
You
we
need
want to
action.
what the hell right? What we want to know is what are you guys going to do moving forward? That's what we
Exactly.
want. That's it. Go ahead, Mocha.
No, I think you started off what I was going to say. Now, instead of sitting here pointing fingers and blaming, we need to do something. Something needs to be done. And I'm not just saying that, as far as like the Caucasian people, white people have to deal with their side of it, but we have to deal with our side of it too. A lot of people think that voting doesn't do anything, that voting locally doesn't do anything. Voting your state representatives doesn't do anything. And it actually does, because you know what? They have reversed this. They have gotten rid of Roe versus Wade on a federal level, but the states can do whatever they want. So what we need to do is we need to see who can represent us on a state level, and we need to get out the vote. We need to get our butts up, get out of our houses, make sure that we're registered, and get down there and vote for these people. That's what we need to do. We need to beat them at their own game. Because so far we've been complicit. We've been just sitting back. We don't hardly come out when it comes to local elections and stuff. We wait for the presidential election. Okay, that's good, but those other elections are just as important. So I think we need to really do our homework when it comes to putting these people in office. And also, the people in Congress have been there way too long. Way too long. Do you know how long Nancy Pelosi has been in office?
Over 30 years.
She's been holding office since Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long she's been there. And she looks it.
Yeah.
She not dead yet?
So
God.
these people, they put on a show in front of the cameras and stuff and make us think that, oh, we're for the people and blah, 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 and it's good against evil. These people rub elbows and are best friends when the camera is not on. They all getting paid. They're all getting donations. And their donations, they don't have to give back to us. They keep that for themselves. Why do you think they're so rich?
Yeah.
Multi-millionaires. So I think we need to wake up and smell the smelling salt, because clock is ticking.
1000% agree with you.
100%.
And I live in a really red state, South Carolina.
Oh my God, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Whoever Stephanie was, thank you. Damn. They blessing me today. I didn't even mention the word Cash App, and y'all just showing me love.
Your cousin asked what it was.
So,
Y'all must know I'm broke shit.
so I'm just gonna jump in real quick, Mocha. I 1,000,000% agree. My point of view, I think, is a little different. I can't speak from being any other color of a woman except for an African American and a Black woman, because that's how I was raised and educated. I just want us to be very cognizant of the fact that historically, our race has been on the chopping block from just as we cross the waters. Let's get rid of them. And what are the best ways to eliminate a race of people
No.
other than killing them? So they tried that. And what happens is we continue to give birth to strong African American babies. So now what they do is they take that away from us. And the reason why I say they take that away, and the reason why I say they take that away from us is because what other
what other reason would you have for allowing women to no longer have the choice to procreate with their
Mhm.
body? What other choice do you give a woman who has children? Now, our welfare system has now said you can have 5 kids and we'll pay for those. But 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're on your own. So
Hmm.
what we do is we put those children up for adoption. And what happens is we have sent our children to be liquidated. They now become African American bodied individuals being raised by non-African American bodies.
Mhm.
So you water them down and you think you're taking our strength. So for those who don't understand what Mocha was saying about getting out and voting and participation and all of that, you guys better look at the big picture in this. And it's not the fact that you just told me I couldn't have an abortion. Because,
Mhm.
baby, let me tell you this. If my choice was to do that, and I am generation 7 of Black women, I'll do what the hell I want. I'll
Mhm.
figure it out, whether it be the right way or the wrong
Sherry,
way.
Sherry,
So
step it
trust
down,
and
Sherry,
believe.
okay?
Sir, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, Queen.
No, you're
Sherry, let
fine.
me step you down, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So
I
that's
know,
all
I
I
know, I
had.
know.
That's all that I had to say. I just need us to understand the magnitude. It wasn't that they just took our option away. That honestly, that was almost like the scratching of the surface. They have
Mhm.
now, they have now the power. Well, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to put that out in the universe.
Mhm.
They
Mm-hmm.
think they now have the power of how to eliminate this race. So, again, all I could do is my part, educate my children or my son, educate my son's son if he chooses to have one. That's the only thing I can do, and I can get out and do my part. But all of us on
Mhm.
this live, and all of
Yeah.
us who have watched, have friends, family, and so on, the discussions better be now. What do we do?
Yes.
So,
Can I
Definitely.
step in there?
Exactly.
absolutely, you take it from here,
Let's
sister.
step in on what can we do. I just posted what we can do. So,
Okay, good.
Congress has the
I'm
ability to
excited.
open up 4 more Supreme Court justice seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that
Yes.
used to require a 60 vote. But thanks to Mitch McConnell
Mitch
seeing
McConnell.
through the last 3 justices, it is no longer required. So
Yes.
a simple majority, which we now have,
Mm-hmm.
is all that's required. So stop crying, ladies.
Mhm.
Stop crying. Dust yourself off. Step up. Reach out to your congressperson and let them know they better do what we put them in office to do and right this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
First, by opening up 4 more seats, then by pushing through the confirmation
Mhm.
of the next 4 Supreme Court
Mm-hmm.
justices.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes.
how we right that wrong. Don't
Mm-hmm.
cry, ladies. Don't scream,
Mhm.
don't yell. Utilize your anger to exercise the power of your vote. This is
Exactly.
how we fix that. 4 more
Mhm.
seats now.
Yep.
Four
Yeah.
more justices push through confirmation as the last 3 have been done.
Mhm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
how we fix it. No longer talking about it happened. It happened, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's done. A 6-3 vote overturned
Yep.
Roe v. Wade. What do we do
Mhm.
now? I just
Centuries.
told
Yep.
you what we do.
Decades.
I
Decades.
just told you what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Four
Mhm.
seats now, confirmations quickly. That's how we fix it.
And
That's
you know
how
Mhm.
we
what?
fix it.
And sister, you know what we need to do? I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but let me tell you this. In my circle of friends, I promise you guys, for the last 5 or 6 elections, unfortunately, my choices had to be the lesser of two evils. It wasn't
Mhm.
because I was, hey, I'm all for this one. Yes, he says at least 95% of what I agree with or what my
Yep.
lifestyle says. When I tell you the cloak and whoever is writing the scripts, Baby, when I tell you, if we don't start looking between these lines,
Mm-hmm.
we better get ready.
I tell people constantly, I did not vote for Biden. I voted against Trump.
Trump,
Hear me
period.
and
Yeah.
hear me well.
Because that's
I
what
did
you,
not vote for Biden.
it's
I
right.
voted against Trump.
Period.
And
Mm-hmm.
far too many times, that is the decision that we're
His,
given. Why is that the decision that we're given? Because we
ex-
don't get our ass out and vote in municipal races.
Exactly.
right.
Municipal races, that is what dictates your everyday life, your
Mm-hmm.
street
Yep.
lights, the potholes, your food deserts that you have in your
Mm-hmm.
neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
schooling, the way
Board of
the tax
Education, yeah.
dollars are separated and
Mm-hmm.
given to the
Yep.
schools. These are your municipal races. Stop paying so much attention to your presidential race and pay more
Mm-hmm.
attention to your municipal race. These are the people that are doing to you what is being done to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
These are the
Because
people.
I don't know if you understand the president really, he don't have the power.
He ain't got no
He
power.
just
Foreign.
there. He
He
filling the
does
seat.
Nope.
foreign. He does
The
foreign
people,
laws.
like you said,
Yep.
at the level that we do have the ability to affect, those are the
Mm-hmm.
people that can really do this stopping, this cease to this
Exactly.
madness. Those are the people.
I was a campaign manager in Texas. A
Mm-hmm.
campaign manager for a woman running for a city council, right? And the vote in her district, over 200,000 people voted in the presidential election. Only 6,000 people voted
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
in
Wow.
the election
Yeah.
for city council. Do you see the
And we have to
difference?
stop and we
You
have to
see the
stop
difference? We
depending.
have to stop it.
Stop depending on the media because the
Mm-hmm.
media tells us they share
Yeah.
what they believe we need to know, not the
Yep.
extra step,
Mm-hmm.
not that extra step, that we need to figure it out. Hey, okay, so let me tell you the honest to God truth. I was
Yeah.
on my way to the grocery store, had forgot all about the last election. I was like, where is everybody going? What they doing?
Mm-hmm.
I
No
think
clue.
if this live wasn't reported at all, I think that I can be able to download it and post it on YouTube in its
Yeah.
entirety.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, your
Actually,
local elections.
what I was gonna
Yes.
do was I was gonna end it in like a couple minutes and then
Okay,
restart it in like 10 because I have to check on my kids. I gotta feed them.
Oh,
do what you
okay.
have to do.
Okay. I
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
wanted to
that's
jump in and tell you guys on my page, I just posted what we should do now. Okay, it's happened, you guys. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to what can be done to fix it, to right the wrong. That's what it's
Yep.
time for us to do. Right that
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Get on your congressperson's ass. Get on their phones right now. Get on their emails. They have two phone numbers, a phone
You
number
Blow them
reach
up.
out to
locally
me.
and a phone number in
Mm-hmm.
Washington.
that's
They're
right.
in
Blow
Washington
them
right
up.
now. That's where you call.
Mm-hmm.
Call
Yep.
Washington, D.C., not local. DC, because that's where
Mm-hmm.
they are right now. That's
That's
who we need
Yep.
to be reaching out to. This is how we fix this. Demand 4 more
Mm-hmm.
seats and demand quickly confirming, quick confirmation hearings.
and educate yourself. Gotta
And
educate
check
All
your
right.
That
registration,
too.
your voter registration.
yourself.
All
Make
right.
sure it's current.
Who are you? Okay,
I'm
Elise, I'll try to
I'm gonna
unblock you. I'm having a hard time, you guys, with
with you getting the page just back. I know.
mm-hmm.
Wait, she just froze. Wait, she just
Yeah, she
froze.
did.
time, you guys. I'm
Oh,
having a hard
oh,
time
oh.
fixing a lot of what's going on.
All right.
I
All
just
right.
unblocked you,
Thanks for
Elise.
letting us up, Pat.
You're
Y'all have a good
welcome. Yeah,
day.
Thank
I want
you.
to save it before it gets reported. That's why I'm trying to rush everybody off.
Okay.
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 All right,
Thanks.
peace.
Okay.